I solemnly swear that I am usually on time with everything, but for some odd reason, I am fashionably late with every piece of doodle that has had a time frame. I don't know why. Mental Health Awareness Week was in early October. I know that's almost an entire month ago. So why am I still uploading this now in November? Well, because awareness should never ever stop. And any exposure is good, even if it's one person after a very long time, because the message basically doesn't change much. And the word of mouth is a powerful tool. I saw this poster at work and I thought, wow, I really love the message that the poster is promoting for mental health awareness. It's not the usual, but still important message of break down the barriers of stigma around mental health that has been the hot key topic as of lately, but more of focusing on reminding people to breathe, relax, and embrace nature. The campaign's target audience is basically everyone, young or female or male or both, etc., like you and me, not just the ones that are already unwell. And I love that it's trying to prevent burning out, which I've been hearing a lot from people around me more recently. Aside from that message that it's trying to convey, which attracted me to the health promotion, is the inclusion of the native people of New Zealand, the Maori, and the roots of nature and way of living before New Zealand was colonized by the British voyagers. I did end up getting the poster from the Mental Health Awareness website because I adored it so much. But I made sure that when I asked for it, it was when the campaign was almost over. So it wasn't a wasted resource on me since they were free. Now the poster is proudly hanging in my room to constantly remind me to work on myself and balance my hobby and my career when I need it. So my interpretation didn't include all the cultural stuff because I didn't want to accidentally offend anyone by being ignorant. So my painting focuses on embracing nature instead. I decided to draw a woman taking a bubble bath, but with a, I guess, magical fantasy, dreamy vibe, if all those descriptive words make sense. I should have given her a mermaid tail in the background by the window to further push that theme and create more of a depth and perspective without too many small elements to clutter it. I did use a salt technique, which was shown at the start of the video, to create textures. Salt has been something that I have been super into recently, and I find smaller pieces work much better to create a starry night. However, I feel like the effect of salt is so unpredictable. I had practiced on some scrap watercolor paper beforehand, and that one came out very beautifully, so I was expecting the same results with this one, except it didn't turn out as wild as I wanted. I think it's because this one had more bigger chunks of salt. But oh well, some texture is better than nothing, I guess. It does give some interest to look at. So when I was making the thumbnail and sketches on my iPad in Sketchbook, I didn't think of using salt at all. So originally I was going to fill the area between the window frames with skyscrapers or modern buildings. It's basically to show that the setting outside is a busy city compared to the inside where the woman is relaxing, which is very naturally. But I knew I had too much happening already, so I would have made the painting a little bit too busy and chaotic for the eyes. So I just left it as an evening twilight sky. Looking at this painting, it really does look like I have improved on painting skies a little bit, especially skies with completely different colors mixed up and not just blue. I'm pretty proud of that. I've also added a lot more variety of water plants and greenery that grows on water than a normal person would have in their house. These were referenced from Pinterest and Google, so I don't really know the name of them. Surrounding the room with so many plants was to create an atmosphere where the woman was so relaxed that the busy city have melted away and replaced with the luxuriousness of nature. Because, well, you know, you don't need an expensive fancy holiday in an exotic faraway place to be relaxed, but instead a piece of paradise at home to manage that stress level. Oh, and I did give the woman elf-like ears later when I realized that I forgot them. I can't believe I totally forgot them. And when I clicked, I automatically put out my gouache paints to fix it. I'm happy that it was easily fixed compared to usual. I think it might have been the paper because this is the first time I'm using hot press paper, especially for such a large painting. Usually I use it for swatches. The paper was so big I could barely fit the entire painting in the frame of the camera or on the table. That's why you can see me moving it so much. I tried to not, but I had to turn the painting a few times to comfortably reach areas to paint and work on multiple areas at once. Otherwise, being the messy person that I am, I'm just gonna smudge everything all over my hand, wrist, table, whatever it touches. So for the line work, I use a number of green coloring pencils because I want to keep the soft, dreamy vibe. I did have to reline the doodle afterwards again because of all my indecisiveness on layering the green paint. So a lot of the marks had disappeared and got lost in the sea of, well, green. I started to wonder if I was creating enough depth between the plants to create a luscious feel. Luckily, I had some amazing people in the art room Discord, and I urge you to join if you make art videos, who were able to help me with this issue and give me a lot of good critique and advice. They told me to make the area or space around the plants darker, and that gave me an excuse to pull out my favorite indigo pencil after the painting's day. It helped create a better tonal value difference. I really don't know art terms. But from this experience, I learned that it's definitely a-okay to ask for help and be able to take feedback. I hope I will be able to continue to utilize this resource much more in the near future. I also realized how much I've enjoyed experimenting on this piece with silk, trying to draw building elements in perspective and without using black fine liners for once. I do want to keep experimenting more and always have, but I've always been a little bit too scared that something I create isn't up to my standards. Though, after actually taking a few risks on all these new techniques lately, I've gained more confidence to continue to mess around more with my doodles, regardless of the result. I did feel that using coloring pencil was a bit of a pain trying to keep the point constantly sharp for crisp lines that I wanted. Like the very bad tattoo, the lotus tattoo on the woman's back. But I'm pretty sure I'll eventually figure out how to optimize them with more trial and error, which I am excited about. That's how we improve, right? And that's what makes art journeys so satisfying to watch. Well, at least to me. But yeah, it's not about being an inconvenience or dumb or whatever negativity associated to asking for help, because it's nice to bounce ideas off everyone, especially since everyone has different levels of skills and knowledge. So in a way, if I think about it, it's a huge benefit to me to continue learning so much. I just said so many times in that sentence. Oops. So I think that's it. Remember to relax, release stress, and stay healthy. Until then, thank you for watching, happy painting, and bye!